Hello everyone, welcome to my vlog and my channel. I have some super exciting news for you today. I will be talking about gaslighting, and that is not exactly the exciting news. The exciting thing is my best friend, whom I have mentioned multiple times throughout the year, she just got kicked out of the cult. I'm giddy because we have been back in contact now, and it's been wonderful to just pick up where we were forced to leave off 10 years ago. Amazing that, you know, those friends that you can have where you haven't talked in 10 years. So what a gift. But it has reminded me so severely of the insanity and the evil that I and she have now left. You know, the chances of someone leaving after 13 years are really slim because she has received abuse and bending of her reality, which essentially is gaslighting, for 13 years. And eventually they had to kick her out. But even that, the chances of her breaking completely from, you know, going completely cuckoo after being kicked out and not having anyone else to go back, those chances are very high. So the fact that she was able to contact me and now we're back where we left off, it's a miracle. I want to call it a miracle. So let's talk about gaslighting and how it comes to play in this situation. Gaslighting, in a way, is just another word for spiritual abuse, but you would want to call it spiritual gaslighting. The point is that someone takes over your reality and uses that for their own purposes. It always starts positive. I can't even envision or imagine a scenario where it's always negative, because that would be so obvious and everybody would just go away. You know that picture with the frog? If you throw a frog into boiling water, he'll jump out and live. But a frog that is put into lukewarm water, where it gets put on the stove and then it heats up and suddenly he's dead, that is more comparable. So gaslighting starts out positive. And the whole point is that there's someone vulnerable and they need to feel positive about themselves. They need to feel that there's hope for themselves, that someone sees them, that they value, they matter, all that stuff. But in the Christian setting, it's not just, I think you're special, it's God is telling me that you are special. And so if you give someone the power over your reality, you know, first you feel bad, then you tell them, I'm so depressed, and then they say to you, God is telling me right now he loves you and you're so special and you're a key to the nations. Then if you receive that, you set yourself up for vulnerability. That doesn't mean that everybody who does that is going to abuse you. That's the tricky thing. But beware of flattery. There is a pattern to it. There's a system to it, and it always starts with they will make you feel great about yourself. And then if you don't realize that they are not the source of good feelings, but if you don't realize that, then you will make them the source of your good feelings. So you become attached to them, addicted to them. And then the gaslighting becomes very, very negative. So first your reality was changed, but it was helpful to you. And suddenly your reality is being changed, but it is not helpful to you. The main psychopath in the group is a PhD in psychology. So he knows exactly what he's doing. I have no more doubt in my mind. Gaslighting, by the way, in German is also called gaslighting. So he would, that was already when I was in the group, he would hold these sessions that we'd have to pay him for a lot of money to listen to him muse about psychology. It was interesting. I was interested. I studied a bit of psychology in college. I loved it. But what he does, and in a way, I'm doing the same thing. You know, I'm looking at everything I learn through the lens that I believe God gave me. You know, be it health, be it the Bible, be it spiritual abuse. I look at it through my lens, and then I want to apply it and use it for, well, my goal is to help myself and other people to become more free, to discover freedom. Now, what my former cult leader likes to do is entrap people for his own purposes, so that he then can be the great puppeteer who moves around all the pieces to his satisfaction. Oh, and boy, did that work. Especially with my friend, unfortunately. So he would be overtly saying, do not trust your feelings. Do not trust your own thoughts. The reality as you perceive it is not real. And you know, there's something very true about that. Reality is a very tricky concept. You know, we can look at the same thing, like a political situation, and have very incompatible interpretation or frames of the narrative for the whole situation. So it's really hard to ever feel like you're dealing with the truth if there can be, this is the best thing that has ever happened on the one hand, and this is the worst thing that has ever happened. How can both happen at the same time? I don't have the answer. But just so you know, that is what's going on. We all interpret our reality that we perceive through the lens that people have told us to have that lens, or we came up with it ourselves, whatever. That is just to remind you that it's good to step back and really ask someone, maybe the man that called himself the truth, to reveal real truth to you. But for truth to actually happen, you have to be able to let go of what you think you already know. That's really tricky. But also, don't let me go on my excursions here. So, gaslighting. Don't trust your feelings. Don't trust your thoughts. Now, he would frame that in a Christian setting. So saying, the Holy Spirit wants to create a reality inside of you, wants to create Christ inside of you. So you really have to help the Holy Spirit by not trust your feelings, not trust your thoughts. I have thoughts for you that you can trust. And if those thoughts don't feel right with you, then something's very wrong with you, and it's your job to go into your prayer closet and ask the Holy Spirit to disgust yourself with yourself. I'm not kidding. I'm not making this up. That's what they told my friend, because she would constantly, I don't know how often, but consistently complain about something. They got her to get a second job and give them a lot of money. So the leader would travel through Germany, eat fine food, send photos, and live the high life. And then it would dawn on her every once in a while, I'm kind of just a slave here. I can hardly pay for my groceries. My roommate cannot pay for her groceries. Something is not right. And then they would make that the problem, the fact that she complains about it. Because as long as you still complain, you still believe you have rights. And if you actually believe that you don't have any rights, that your only right is to die in Jesus and be gone forever, because by the way, we actually can't stand your character, so your personality, just die, shut up, quit complaining to us and just give us your money and do what we tell you to do for the Lord. As long as she did that, they knew they hadn't broken her. She was still believing the reality that she would every once in a while perceive. And she was daring enough to bring that up in front of them. Oh, you could say dumb, because they would keep on slamming her fingers for speaking up the truth. And eventually, because there was no help, that's the thing, there's never any help when you complain about the reality of, whatever the teachings are, whatever is expected of you, and your life turns into a mess, you will not receive help. Things will not change for the better. They will make you the problem for speaking up. So eventually what she decided to do, because she really needed to change something, she made a very strong step and changed something in her personal life and just presented them with the matter of fact, here, I've changed this, which again was so honest. She could have done that in secret. It was so honest. And next thing, they kick her out. Which was very risky for them. Riskier for them than it was for her, because for them it was a lot of money that they are now missing out on. So the sad thing is, really, when you give someone the power over your reality, I feel like what the people that I encountered here once I moved away from my cult and literally left the country, that was coincidence, but this has happened in that way. what they did so brilliantly without understanding was that they gave me the freedom to feel. They gave me the freedom to think. It wasn't this, oh, you don't feel that. Oh, you don't think that. Or can we talk about something else? It was, I've spoken about this many times. I was encouraged to trust my instincts. You know, it's like if someone constantly tells you the sky is green. The sky is green. But sometimes when the clouds are open, I can see it's in blue. The sky is green. And so here in America, by the people I'm surrounded here, my wonderful family and closest friends, they allowed me to say the sky is blue. The sky is blue. And nobody hit me, nobody punished me. It was just, you know, I got to say and feel the things that were true. And you know how it says in the Bible, how Jesus tells us, I am the great deception. Nobody comes to the Father than through me. Isn't that what he said? No, he said, I am the truth. Nobody comes to the Father than through me. So you know what? I am very certain that what was happening in my friend was Jesus himself, Christ. And did you know that it says in John 1, actually John 1 and John 3 are wonderful chapters. I encourage you to read, to think a bit more about light and darkness, you know, truth. Jesus said, the truth will set you free, not the deception. So if we can't start at this point that we recognize this is what I feel like, and if Jesus is the truth and this is my truth, I want to bring this truth to the truth with a capital T, as we say in English. In German, that doesn't make any sense. And submit my truth to him, not to other people, to Jesus. And there are people who can help you with this with hands off, but my cult leaders certainly were not able to do that. And unfortunately, I've not met a lot of people who can do that, just help you facilitate this meeting between you and truth without having their fingers in the process, okay? That doesn't mean that I want you to come to my people. I just want you to be encouraged to trust the truth that you feel on the inside. I'm not saying that that's the ultimate truth, but as I have said so many times before, it is your truth for the moment, and it is neither right nor wrong. It is just the reality, so you can speak it out without fear of consequences when you are in your prayer closet or in front of certain people that are trustworthy. And then you can let the truth with a capital T shed light on it. And that is really what in John 3 Jesus says to Nicodemus, that the children of God bring everything to the light. They're not afraid to approach the light because they have nothing to hide. Okay, so my friend, all the time when they told her, you're not even saved, you don't even have the Holy Spirit, your heart isn't cut enough, you haven't died enough yet after these 13 years. She was closer to Christ than any of them. She was able to speak the truth. Yeah, an uncomfortable truth. It was, not uplifting. It wasn't, yay, this is all wonderful. But it was the truest thing that any of them could actually say. What you guys are doing here is not serving me well, which could have, if they were just a shred of decent people or shred of healthy leadership, they would have said, you know what? Maybe our methods aren't working so well for you. Maybe we should quit being your leaders because I think we hurt you. Maybe you need to go and find someone who can help you. Sorry we hurt you for so long. No, of course they did not say that. They went back to deception. You guys, there's a squirrel looking into my windowsill. Hi. Oh yeah, he saw me. He ran off. I'm sorry. I have the camera sitting here on my window ledge, so that happens every once in a while. What did I just say? So I think you're getting what I'm trying to say. Jesus is the truth, so you can believe that, as it says in John 1, I think verse 3, everything was made out of Christ. Truth is inside of you. And you have to start exactly there if you want to get to a different place. If you want to get to a place that I believe is better, that you can start to be honest. First, be honest with yourself. If you want to allow God into that process, be honest with yourself in front of God, be honest with God. And if you can, be honest with a very select few of people and go from there. Okay? We don't need to always edit ourselves. Not in front of ourselves, not in front of God, and hopefully not in front of a few select, safe people. I'm looking forward to speaking to my friend again in a few hours. Well, we're 7 hours apart, but just like in our good cult mania days, we have been talking now a lot, which there's nobody in my life that I'm talking like that with, but which is why I'm so grateful to have my friend back, because we just clicked like that. It was just really, what a gift. So I hope that I said something that was helpful to you. Gaslighting is a tale as old as time. It's never new. Think about if you are giving someone else the power over your reality. Okay? And then think also about if that's still serving you well. And if the reality that they're presenting you is even true, you know? So with all that, I want to release you back into your day, and I hope that you will be blessed abundantly. See you next time.